The study of the science of ancient Egyptian temples often begins with the analysis of a specific slide originating from Schwaller de Lubitz's work, The Temple of Man. This particular slide depicts Thoth, master of the net at Karnak. Thoth is recognized as the central figure in the initiation of Egyptian spiritual culture. The representation of animal heads on human bodies in Egyptian hieroglyphs symbolizes different states of consciousness and forms of primordial power, reflecting the Egyptians' deep understanding of how various aspects of divine power manifest in nature. The name Thoth is actually a Greek version. The Egyptians called him something closer to Jehudi or Tehuti. The image of Thoth stretching a cord is an important element in Egyptian symbology, related to the puzzle of how conscious spiritual beings inhabit a physical world and forget their cosmic origins. This ritual symbolizes the process of creation and is intricately linked to sacred geometry, representing the transition from a singular point, similar to the concept of Bindu in the Himalayan tradition, to expansion in three-dimensional space. Another notable image from the same book depicts Thoth, master of numbers at Karnak. This illustration reveals that Egyptian master builders employed a background grid not only to artistically organize temple walls, but also as an essential vibratory component. A grid of 19 levels was often used, emphasizing the importance of sacred numerology, where the number 19 held special significance, both in Egypt and later in Islam. The hieroglyphs associated with these images show initiates learning to manipulate what is described as magic. This interpretation aligns with Arthur C. Clarke's view that magic is merely advanced, yet misunderstood technology. Therefore, the Egyptians were engaged in the study and application of vibrational matrices that form the foundation of the physical world. Advancing in the analysis, the figure of Jehudi, or Thoth, emerges, exemplifying the interaction between divine entities and the pharaoh in ancient Egypt. In modern translations, these entities are often referred to as gods or goddesses, but this nomenclature does not reflect the original Egyptian conception. The Egyptians used the term neter, represented by the hieroglyphs NTR. Neter signifies a conscious force of nature, a concept that dismantles the modern dichotomy between consciousness and natural force. In the Egyptian view, the forces of nature were seen as conscious and interactive. The word neter is, in fact, the basis for the modern term nature. This interaction between the netters and humans is often depicted on the walls of Egyptian temples. The netters are seen transmitting knowledge and powers through specific geometric forms, such as the scepter and the Ankh. Contrary to the modern interpretation of such objects as mere symbols, the Egyptians considered them emitters of geometric energy. The shapes of these objects were intentionally designed to emit specific vibrational energies. Interestingly, these energies were often directed towards the nasal cavities, suggesting ancient knowledge of the direct connection between these areas and the brain. This practice reflects advanced knowledge of how certain frequencies and shapes can influence brain states, a notion that finds parallels in modern technologies aimed at manipulating brain states. Delving even deeper into Egyptian knowledge of shapes and energies, the text mentions the Waj pendulum, an instrument used by ancient Egyptians. The design of this pendulum, including a hemispherical hood and zigzag lines, indicated its function in altering and purifying emitted energy waves. This knowledge of the vibrational properties of geometric shapes was fundamental in the sacred science of ancient Egypt. The sacred science of geometry in ancient Egypt goes beyond mere intellectual theory. It incorporated a profound understanding of the influence of geometric shapes on subtle energies. For example, the Ankh was not just a symbol of life. Its physical structure emitted specific energy waves, with distinct frequencies emanating from its base and top. The Egyptians understood how to harness these energies to influence the human body, particularly the brain, through proximity to the nasal cavities. Furthermore, each geometric shape was recognized for its ability to resonate with different levels or planes of creation. This suggests an advanced understanding that certain shapes, such as pyramids and hemispheres, could act as antennas, specifically connecting with the astral plane, for instance. This connection between geometry and different spiritual planes was essential in Egyptian spiritual and architectural practice. This understanding led to the precise construction of the Giza pyramids, where subtle modifications to the pyramid shape, such as slight indentations on the faces, altered its vibrational resonance. This not only tuned the pyramid to connect with higher levels of the astral plane, but also purified the energy emitted by the structure. Such geometric refinements indicate a sophisticated knowledge of how specific shapes can generate distinct energetic effects and how they can be adjusted to resonate with desired frequencies. The location of the king's chamber within the Great Pyramid is another example of geometric and vibrational precision. The positioning of the chamber was not random but calculated to harness an ideal point of resonance, enabling heightened experiences of connection to higher dimensions. This was crucial in initiation rituals, as described in traditions like Freemasonry. Ancient Egyptian wisdom reveals that different geometric shapes not only create distinct energetic effects, but also resonate with different levels of creation or planes of nature. For example, the universal pendulum of Ibrahim Karim is an advanced tool that incorporates geometric shapes associated with multiple planes, from the physical to the divine. This multifaceted approach to sacred geometry allows for a direct and resonant interaction, similar to an antenna with higher planes of existence. The Egyptians' relationship with sacred geometry was highly practical, not limited to theoretical concepts. For instance, the shape of the pyramid was not merely symbolic, but effectively functioned as an antenna to the astral plane. Egyptian knowledge of how different geometric shapes influence and interact with various planes of existence was highly advanced, exemplified by the use of pyramids to connect with the astral plane. The subtlety in the design of the Giza pyramids, such as the slight indentations on the faces, was not just aesthetic, but an intentional alteration to tune the structure's resonance with higher aspects of the astral plane, thereby purifying the projected energy. The Egyptians possessed a refined understanding of the interaction of subbands or sub-energies within a broader band of frequencies. The specific positioning of the king's chamber in the Great Pyramid, slightly off-center, was intentional to capture a specific frequency, an ideal point, facilitating connection to higher dimensional levels. This was crucial for the initiation rituals conducted in that chamber, a concept with parallels in various esoteric traditions. The sacred science of geometry in ancient Egypt was a fusion of spiritual and technological knowledge. They understood that geometric shapes not only represented symbolic concepts, but also served as powerful tools to manipulate and interact with the subtle energies of the world. This profound understanding of the relationship between form, energy, and consciousness is a lasting legacy of ancient Egyptian wisdom.